Hi, we're going to make a cluster ring today. It's easy and the steps are easy to follow. The 3 rings here are an example of the different variations that can be made from this one technique. Take 2 copper wires about 30 centimeters long and thread your stones onto this. You can use any chips or little inexpensive beads and make your own example. The nice thing about this technique is that you can make so many different variations just using different wires or different beads, stones, even shells would make a really pretty ring. Thread those chips onto the wire, here about 13 on my example, and then bend both wires into a circle. Having formed the circle, then you're going to use those 4 wires, the tails, and bend them, twist them around and around to make the ring band. If you want a bigger size ring, then you would make a longer band, and if it's for a small size ring, then you'd use shorter. After this, then you're going to hammer that twisted part of the ring flat on the mandrel, not too flat. You don't want to break the wire strands. Must be just evenly hammered so that it can still bend and keep its strength. You don't want to break the strands when you're hammering. I use a nylon hammer first, and then I use the metal hammer after that. You can also polish this or use a buff just to make the ring band shiny while you are still at this stage. After that, then you're ready to bend around the ring mandrel to get your size. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect at this stage, just to get the general shape. You can always bend it into shape also with the pliers. Wire work is such fun because it's all up to the individual and how you design the piece and what looks pretty to you, what looks pleasing to you, and each person makes a slightly different ring according to what is their preference, and it's open to any design technique. So this is what makes it really interesting. I tried the rose quartz as a center stone, but it looked a little bit too naive, I would think. So after that I tried the blue quartz, which looked really pretty with the turquoise howlite. I'm using one of the end wires and threaded the blue quartz onto that, and then centered it across in the middle of the cluster, and then the wire goes to the other side and is anchored. At this stage you can tidy up, pretty up all the end wires, put your own touch to this design. I have just taken the wires and curled them, but I'm sure there are a lot of things that we could do still. You can add extra beads as different centerpiece, and even add in extra wire and then add a little circle on the inner circle of the stones. So there's a lot that you can do. I enjoy every part of making a ring, but I must say that the fun is when you are making it really pretty and it's the end of the design, and just to make it yours and your own design and putting in all those pretty touches. Curl over the ends and check for any little snags and little wires that are sticking out that would catch on a person's clothing or on their skin, and just check to see if there's anything on the ring that would catch on anybody and make it uncomfortable for wearing. It has to be pretty and be comfortable. I took one of the wires underneath the ring and then up through the middle and curled it around on the blue quartz. I thought that looked pretty and sparkly. But there's also lots of other things you could do. You could even add a few sparkly beads there. Last of all, check for the perfect roundness on the mandrel. Put your ring back on the mandrel and just tap around to make sure that it's a perfect circle. Thank you for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed this and make many variations of this technique. Bye.